Yep, ich lass mich heute Abend blicken. Ich komm gut geschmückt in den Laden geritten. Alle tanzen, die Damen sind echt entzückend. Ganzes Backblech voller Sahne.
Hey, welcome back to my channel. Happy Vlogmas Day 23, New Year's Eve. It's all happening so fast, isn't it? I look like 10 miles a bad road, I know, but I had to share with you this makeup tip. Oh, forgot to tell you, I'm Carrie, the nosy housefrau. It's a very unprofessional, low-budget gig here. I'm sorry. But this is a tip I used today. You're not seeing a lighting trick. I had to film this in the ladies' room, the upstairs bathroom, because this is the only place I noticed on camera you can see that half of my face is a different color. That's on purpose. I wanted to show you something. So in case you also buy the wrong color concealer, instead of throwing it out, you might want to use this little trick I have. And maybe even you use it yourself. But this is Natural Beige Neutrogena Hydro Boost Natural Beige. And I noticed when I bought it, it looked like a good color in the store. I have unfairly fair skin, and so I thought this would be a decent match, but I forgot I have to buy Kabuki. Rather than throw it out, it was kind of sitting there, and I put it on, and I'm like, this is really sallow, but wait a minute. We're more resourceful than that. I took some Laura Mercier in loose setting powder. It's translucent, and there's a number at the bottom that I'll put a link in there, but obviously this is very fair Laura Mercier powder. So I mixed it with this and a drop of water. You mix a couple of those, and then I put it on this side of my face. And though I have not perfected that, and it probably looks much more pale in comparison to this side of my face, this really made this much more usable for me. And as you can tell, you want it to kind of match your neck, match your color. This natural beige on my face looks like I have a kidney problem, especially with this color hair. And I noticed it even when I change my hair. It's the same thing. It's like with darker hair, it's sallow looking, like I'm in renal failure. So I am not. So I thought I was pretty pleased about taking this and the Laura Mercier. And by the way, you can add your own lotion to this as well. Play with the color. You can get a mixer of your own. They sell them on Amazon, but I've got like millions of things I can use. I'm Mom Guyver, my son says. I can use like a lid to a Tupperware, anything, you know, put this on there on a mirror and chop it up. Well, that might not look good, not in front of company, but you get the idea. Smooth sailing with my little makeup tip. Okay, so a stairs vlog. Why not? We did the restroom. What's wrong with the stairs? I actually was in the middle of getting more things cleaned up and ready. And I just said, let me take a break while there's stuff on my mind and vlog this. One of the things I wanted to follow up on was yesterday, there was, as a lot of you know, a whole Twitter thing. And in my Bah Hum Bitch video, I talked about someone who had insulted rocks, and she was insulting Elle Loves Tea as well, as probably a lot of you know. And today I did a little more research. Yesterday after I posted that, I got curious about that picture, and I researched it and saw that the Bauer Derp photo profile was actually from a wig site. And after I posted that, that person changed their photo to something else that was not a woman of color. And in fact, she's not a woman of color, and so she was kind of catfishing in a sense, and trying to look relatable as a person of color. That probably alone would get her some heat. But there's no 100% way of saying that's definitely her, but I'll eat my hat if it's not. Normally my thing is, you don't know who somebody is when they say this, when people say this is this person's account, this is this person's account. I'm like, how do you know? You don't know. But in this case, we know. She has 4 accounts. 2 of them opened in September, 1 in October, and another one probably yesterday that started. And you can find all of this on Twitter if you're really interested. But basically, once I know a person has a minimum of 4 accounts, and they're just saying things to get a rise out of people, they don't care if they're true, you know, I just disengage at that point. It's like, that's as far into my life as you go. I need to go over there now. And to me, when somebody is doing that, really nothing they say is meaningful. I can't tell you why somebody does that and like opens a new account to jump right in attacking the same people in the same exact manner. even using the same photos of themselves, even using similar photos of themselves, but it's clearly the same person. And, you know, using some very similar things in between those, and telling people, you know, the languages that they speak that come up in the other ones. And each one of them turns out to live in Brazil. It's like, why do you think that this is, you know, stealthy? You know, she was accusing a lot of people of having Alzheimer's, so I think maybe she figures she doesn't have to hide anything because we won't remember from one profile to the next. And to tell you the truth, in a week, I probably won't, because I'm very good at steering away from things like that and moving away from that. This person blocked me, and somebody else said, you know, that channel should be reported for their hatefulness. And I thought, you know, that's true. And so I went to see how that goes to report a channel for hatefulness. And after she had blocked me, a bunch of things said towards me came up. It was like, you blocked me and then said those things. It doesn't matter to me because this person's opinion doesn't matter. I think it's somebody who's, honestly, don't think I'm being extra, you know, leaning so far to the left that I make you feel like you're leaning to the right on this one, but I think she's probably lonely and wanted attention. It seems like her dislike of L loves T stems from L not making a sim of her and not DMing her and commenting on her videos. Wow. So, for me, that's where that chapter ends. And the only reason it was worth it to pursue it is when you have a friend who's being hurt by something that a troll or just a hater is posting, it can be helpful to shine such a light on that person that the person who's a target of their hate realizes how pointless it is to engage with them, and how pointless it is to take anything they say to heart or serious. You know, she's going around calling everybody disgusting. I'll let her channel speak for itself. I'm not going to, you know, say in public what I might have noticed on DM, because I'm not that person. And, you know, a lot of us are over 50 and we're sick. We looked great when we were 20. You can believe that or not. But that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. And the fact that people think that matters is ridiculous. It was just like when we were talking about Joy Sparkle on Don't Get It Twisted stream the other day. I said, you know, no matter what you think of her, she'll give you plenty of reasons to criticize her. But talking about her weight like it's a character flaw, that's like the last vestige of haters, because it's still socially acceptable to do. And nobody should have pride in saying those kinds of things. If saying, you know, ad hom attacks, mudslinging like a 13-year-old, if that is the kind of thing that gives somebody pleasure and they take pride in that, they have a very warped perception of reality, and there's something askew with their moral compass, and that's their problem. You don't have to make it your problem, because you don't have to engage with those people. I could block all day long. I'll get Judy Jetson push button finger. There's an old lady reference for you. I just think, you know, somebody who's saying those things and is talking about being alone, or, you know, like she's saying people are disgusting who've had marriages for 25 years. Do you know what that's like to have that? To have somebody worry very much when you're sick, to the point where they're trying to come up with the best chicken soup in the world. This is what my husband did when I was sick about a week ago. I know when he's worried about me, because he just gets very, very quiet and he gets withdrawn. And he was just trying to come up with, he bought a roasting pan, he bought like all this stuff, and in his mind, if he could make the best chicken, I would feel better. And that's love. That's, you know, there's nothing disgusting about that. I got a good guy. So, you know, we were just talking yesterday, and I said, remember when we were sexy? You know, he looked at me and he just goes, you have lines on your eyes. And he said it like they were beautiful. Just the way he said it. He was like, he looked close and goes, you have little smile lines around your eyes. And I said, I know. And he goes, no, we're growing old together. I mean, that was part of the plan. But, you know, growing old is not for pussies. It's not. It is not what you think it's going to be. We thought, you know, we'd have a little silver hair and we'd still be sexy. Just remember when you have kids, when you have that little baby, you know, I don't want to put a damper on people expecting or people with new kids, but just remember, someday that kid is going to grow up and they're going to learn about the birds and the bees and they're going to look at you and they're going to go, ew, it's not sexy. So it's Christmas Eve, and I think it's a great time to be positive before the new year, because remember that New Year stuff doesn't mean anything. You get a new day every day, and it's what you do with that new day that matters in that moment. Please don't worry too much about the future, because there's nothing you can do about it. It comes anyway. And for those of you who think about vlogging, I've gotten letters from people saying they think about vlogging, but they're afraid of the terrible things people are going to say. It's a real thing. Anything you can imagine that someone will say about you that is potentially hurtful, they will say. But you might take it from the source. So you'll have to decide that for yourself. But I think you're going to find that there's 99% love from people who follow you and who view you. The friendships I formed mean so much to me. I didn't know I could make friends like this at age 50. And some of you I'm meeting in real life, and I'm really happy about that, because this is real life too. And friendships online are real friendships, because they have they tick all of the boxes of what a friendship is. Liking someone, knowing someone, knowing everything about someone and liking them, being supportive, you know, feeling like they inspire you. I get told the nicest things. Like, for any insult, there's 100 nice things, and those are the things I give power to. Because in a column A and column B, detractors and friends, this list is way longer, and these are the people I respect and admire. And if you look closely at people who are in the first column, there really is something to be pitied about them. I don't think you can be happy going through life just trying to attack people hard enough that you win, because there's nothing to be won there. And if you are worth your salt, when you do strike someone and that pain hits the mark, you'll find if you are somebody with a conscience, it doesn't make you feel better. So, as the saying goes, when you set out for revenge, dig 2 graves. There's something else I wanted to tell everybody. Oh yes, I have been getting cards as recently as yesterday. And I will be responding. I thought I had everybody covered, and then the next day I got cards from Sweden and Australia, which is fantastic. But I just want to let you know, yeah, your cards are going to be late. And to my friends on Twitter who we all exchanged our addresses this week, your cards are going to be late as well. They'll still be Christmas cards, and they'll have notes inside, but they'll be a little late. I'm sorry. They'll be New Year cards, and I hope that's okay. And I will, of course, be back tomorrow on Christmas Eve, and I'll be back on Christmas. Vlogmas waits for no woman, just like drama. Thank you so much if you've watched this far and listened to my Hausfrau ramblings on the stairs with a little Christmas lights, because the world needs more fairy lights. I admit there's a part of me that wishes these would stay up all year, so that's why I have more fairy lights, and maybe Santa will bring more. But anyway, thank you so much. And if there's any topic you'd like me to cover, feel free to put that down below or in my DMs. I enjoy all of you so much on Twitter and in the comment sections, even if it's the middle of the night and I'm reading your comments and I only have time to heart them. My new computer comes back. My fixed computer comes back on the 26th, fingers crossed, and I should be up and running on that and be a little bit better about getting back to comments, so I'm not working on my broken down old laptop that you have to copy and paste the A key. It's a sad saga. It's been a legion. But I do look and respond to all of those, even if sometimes it's in my head. And then I'll go back later and take the time to make sure I respond to your comments. So I really appreciate them. I really know all of you too. Some of you have told me things about yourself that are fantastic. Your comments are often better than my vlogs. So keep them coming. I really appreciate it. And I will see you tomorrow. Happy Vlogmas all.